what's up, y'all? It's popping. It's D. About to react to this video by Jamari. It's titled Jada Pinkett Smith Went Too Far. What has she done now? This woman stays in, the blogs about some nonsense that she's involved in. Let's see what happened now. Let's watch.
So over the last couple of years, we've talked quite a bit about Jada Pinkett Smith and her often very strange relationship with not only her husband, Will, but also her family. And I guess we could even throw her ex-soulmate gone too soon, Tupac, in there.
Jada's my heart, you know what I mean? She will be my friend for my whole life. Well, maybe I'll be down to scoop you up later in life. You ain't all shriveled up. We'll be all together. Be like Ozzie Davis and Ruby D.
Vic, you always got a place in my heart.
She could have my one heart, my liver, my lungs, my kidneys, my blood, marrow.
Basically, Jada is constantly embarrassing not only Will, but really her entire family. And recently, yet another headline involving her name really caught my eye. Jaden Smith opens up about his mom, Jada Pinkett Smith, introducing him to psychedelics. Yes, you guys heard me right. Allegedly, she had that boy Jaden off that tab. And let's see exactly what he meant by that quote.
Jada Pinkett Smith is at the center of her family's trips, and we don't mean vacations. The actress shares 24-year-old son Jaden and 22-year-old daughter Willow with Will Smith. And according to USA Today, while speaking at the Psychedelic Science Conference in Denver, Colorado on June 23rd, Jaden revealed it was Jada who introduced him to psychedelics.
Of course, Jaden was speaking at the Psychedelic Science Conference with his, let's talk about the state of the universe looking at.
Actually, I go around sometimes and I hang out with other people that are my age and they're just kind of
actually, they want to talk about TikTok and I want to talk about current events.
Dude, like, oh my God, like, when you talk about like the political and economic state of the world right now.
No, seriously though, I know a lot of people do like to meme on Jaden. They like to make fun of him. But to be honest, I think he's a pretty genuine guy who cares about other people. He does all these different things to help those in need. He makes some decent music. He does some decent acting work. And let's be honest, he turned out a lot better than a lot of these other Nepo babies that are just straight douchebags.
Per the outlet, he recalled, I think it was my mom, actually.
Was
really the first one to make that step for the family.
You gotta be sure if you don't make this claim, brother.
For a really, really long time, and then eventually it just trickled and evolved,
and
everybody found it in their own ways.
Yeah, I'm sure they mostly found it at some of these insane Hollywood parties where who knows what goes on. For me, it's hard to imagine me just sitting back, chilling in the house, knowing that my mom is shrooming over in the next room. Like, oh, when you said we were gonna go on a family trip, I didn't know this is what you meant. And I want to know, do you guys think there's a big difference between something like this and a parent just being, like, drunk in front of their kid? I mean, growing up, my parents were literally always sober. They didn't smoke, they didn't drink, they didn't do absolutely anything.
Jamari.
To this day, they're just always sober. And that's definitely influenced me throughout my life. Not to say that there isn't good discoveries to be made through the Green Goddess, through some of those magic mushrooms. But I do think that if you have an addictive personality like me that kind of just runs in my family, you definitely need to proceed with caution when it comes to these different substances. And your own mother, of all people, introducing you to such things, to me is pretty insane.
And it looks like Jaden's story checks out. During a 2021 episode of Red Table Talk,
Jada depression.
Using magic mushrooms.
It's been demonized, but I don't.
Her depression.
Unlike just going to therapy and putting people on Prozac, right? Which I did that too. Which that is not successful for so many people. And that's the thing. So for me, I had struggled with depression for so long. Crippling depression. So the thing about the plant medicine is that not only does it help you feel better, but it helps you solve the problems of how you got there in the first place.
And I also want to know how you guys feel about that. Like basically using these more quote-unquote natural remedies as compared to using like a traditional antidepressant that you would get prescribed at the doctor. Me personally, I don't really like the whole concept of antidepressants. I think a lot of it is a ploy for Big Pharma to make more and more money off people. If they could actually like go into your brain and see where, your chemical imbalance is, and then give you a much more specific dosage catered to your brain, than to give you like these blanket medications that are just magically supposed to make everybody feel better.
Meanwhile, during an episode of My Next Guest Needs No Introduction in 2022, Will told David Letterman that around 2011, he did ayahuasca 14 times.
Damn, Will.
Over a 2-year period.
I realized that anything that happens in my life, I can handle it. I can handle any person I lose. I can handle anything that goes wrong in my life. I can handle anything in my marriage. I can handle anything that this life has to offer me.
Damn, that ayahuasca turned Will into a goddamn superhero in his mind. Was he on that when he went up there and slapped Chris Rock?
As for Jaden's takeaway, according to USA Today, he continued, siblings can argue so much and fight so much. And Lord knows, me and my siblings have done so much of that in the past. But the level of love and empathy that I can feel for them inside of the psychedelic experiences and outside of the experiences has been something that's profound and beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, anyone who willfully dyes their hair this color and dresses like this and buys this type of pink grill, I would think they've done quite a few bit of psychedelics in their life. I also wanted to share this video with you guys. I guess it's kind of just a throwback where Jaden was presumably shrooming. And he says, I love my fans. I love our journeys. This family is our fortress. I should write something about emotions and how they're okay or whatever. But honestly, I just found this video on my phone. Still in love video in my bio. And then it's just literally a video of him crying his eyes out.
That's what these drugs do to you. I've taken shrooms before.
Alright, maybe Jaden does deserve to get memed a little bit. Like, who willfully posts this type of shit online? But I really am curious what you guys think about.
Honestly, I think he should have kept his information to himself. Do I think you should be introducing any type of drugs, no matter how natural, to your children? No, I don't think you should be doing that at all. That is a bit odd. Wait, he's not a child. How old is this nigga? This internet is not the best. Hold, please. How old is Jaden? Jaden is 24 years old. He is not no baby. And if she feels like mushrooms has helped her with her depression, maybe she wanted to, introduce that to him, like in limited doses. Because if you actually look into mushrooms and, the actual origin of where they come from, you would know that they are natural. A lot of drugs get demonized by our society, honestly, due to ignorance and not being aware of, how they're used or, where they come from. And it's also people being force-fed propaganda from their government and their society. There's this documentary on Netflix called Have a Good Trip, and they talk about this history actually. And the government likes to demonize shit that they can't make money off of. And can they make money off of Prozac? Absolutely. In the millions, probably billions. But can they make money from mushrooms? It gets a bit more difficult there. They can't legalize it, at least now. So they want to discourage you from using these drugs that they can't tax. They can't make money from. So of course they're going to tell you that this is for crackheads. If you take it, you're going to go crazy. Like they're going to demonize it to the fullest extent. So I feel like people, hear shrooms and they're like, oh my God, this is horrible. And yes, Jada, look, she's trying to make herself a crackhead. When it's like, there might be more to this story. Maybe Jaden suffers with depression heavily. And as you guys saw just from that headline, and I've even looked into this myself, mushrooms are being studied and they are being used by people who have depression. They have been actually really effective, of course, in controlled doses. So if we get to the point where even scientists are just like, yes, fuck with this drug, it's going to help you, then even though it's a very controversial drug, I think that people should be a bit more open-minded to things like this. So do I think she's terrible for this? No, I don't. But I do think that Jaden should shut the fuck up. I don't know why he felt the need to share this publicly. I would not have said this at all. So there's that. That's my opinion on that. I'm going to go to sleep, guys. I've been doing my best to keep up videos as I'm traveling, but it does get difficult some days, especially when I'm out all day and I'm doing stuff and I have to come back and, the late hours of the night when I just want to go to sleep and record videos. But I'm powering through for y'all. I love y'all. Yeah, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.